operations. PIMDOS, right? Okay. So let's do these guys. So 4 plus 3 times 2. What should I do first on this one? Drew. Yes, perfect. So we want to do this first. So we're going to have 6. 4 plus 6, we get 10. Woo. Okay. So these, I trust that we don't have to do this every time. These are just different types, symbols of inclusion, different types of brackets, basically. So if you guys want to write those down just for FYI. So this one's particularly strange. I don't know if you guys will see that much, but just different types of brackets. Technically, they're called symbols of inclusion. Phones away, pretty please. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Simplify. So again, we want to use PIMDOS. Okay, we're going to start in front. Julia, what's the first step I'm going to take with this guy? Negative 3 minus 2 right here, because we want to do this parenthesis first. Right? So now in our new parenthesis, we're going to have negative 5. Then what's next, Caleb? Perfect. We have another parenthesis that we need to simplify as well. Now what can I do, Evie? Perfect. Negative 5 times negative 5 gives me what? 25. Nice work. Now, Jackie, what can I do to start this next problem? What should be my first step? Yep, so we have our parentheses here. It's always our first step. 6 minus 2 gives me 4 inside of those parentheses. What's next? 4 minus 6. Perfect. So we do 4 minus 6. We get negative 2 right here. But this negative moves down with it. This is where a lot of you guys are getting confused. Something weird happens with this negative. Or here's what some people are doing. So we're doing 4, stays here. And then they say, oh, well, this negative and this negative makes this a positive 2, right? But then we're putting it in parentheses like this. And we're saying, oh, I must have to multiply this. Is that right? No. Someone tell me what I did wrong there. Andrew.
You forgot to add the negative sign that you brought down to your problem.
So I added it, but I did it in the wrong way. Leah? Perfect, right. So I just put this parenthesis here, and I really should have put the plus right here. So it does turn to a positive 2, but it's going to go, this negative makes this plus 2. We would get 6 for our final answer. What's up, Isaac? Well, technically what you would do is you could do parentheses right here. But the important part is this doesn't magically turn into multiplication or division. Okay? So this is what I was talking about. Some people this stuff is confusing. It'll eventually come like second nature to you. But if you're getting these problems messed up, please come talk to us, because I don't know if a lot of this will be on your first test, but on the second test, I'm sure there'll be just a huge section of these. So if you're like thinking, oh my gosh, this is weird, this is hard, don't be ashamed. Come see me. I want to help you guys. Anyways, final answer for this guy should have been 6. You clear on that? Yay. Okay. More simplification. We're going to go to the second row. Drew, what should be my first step on this, guys? The parentheses. So if I want to start with these parentheses, say, I'll leave this negative 5 here, and then we're going to do negative 3 minus 3 gives me negative 6. Okay. Plus 2, and then I have my next set of parentheses, right? So we need to do this first. 1 minus 3 gives me negative 2. Okay, what's next, Alex? Great, I agree. So negative 5 times negative 6 is 30. So this is multiplication because these guys are right next to each other, right? And this parenthesis is touching this negative 5. So negative 5 times negative 6 gives me 30. We do plus, so this plus carries down again. We have 2 times negative 2 gives me what? Leah? Negative 4, yay. So 30 plus negative 4, when we were doing our rules of subtraction, we decided that 30 plus negative 4 is the same thing as writing 30 minus 4, which is going to give me what, everybody? 26. Yay. So now we have this monster where we have something on the top and something on the bottom. So I'm going to do the top and the bottom separately is how you guys should start these. And then if we can simplify the fraction at the end, totally cool, but we want to do the top and the bottom separate to start. Okay. So what should I start with on the top? Anybody? Jordan? The parentheses. Yay. So this negative 3 is going to stay there. And then this parenthesis is what we're going to deal with first. 10 minus 8 is going to give us 2. And then we're going to have minus, we'll just keep this minus negative 4. And my recorder thing, I need to move. Okay. So now we're going to try and simplify the bottom. We don't have any parentheses. Well, we do have some parentheses down here, but it already has a negative 3. So since it just has a number in there, I don't really need to do anything to simplify the inside of those parentheses. So instead, what should my first step be on the bottom? Monica? To multiply, yeah. So the 4 is going to stay. We have minus 3 times negative 3. Okay, so it's basically like negative 3 times negative 3, so we're going to get plus 9. The other way we could have done this is we would have said minus 3 times negative 3, which would be minus, let's redo this, minus negative 9, which would have still given us plus 9, right? So either way you prefer to do that is fine. We still have this negative 13. Okay, so now I see we have some multiplication on the top still, so we're going to want to do that. Negative 3 times 2 is going to give me negative 6. And then we have minus negative 4, which is really the same as what, you guys? Plus 4. Nice. Whoop. Now we have 4 plus 9 minus 13. Since we have an extra step on the top anyways, we're just going to do that on the bottom. Equals negative 6 plus 4, negative 2 over 0. Uh-oh. What's this? Undefined. Yay! You guys have this down. Okay, so there might be some of these thrown in. So if you're like, I feel like I did something wrong because I got 0 on the bottom, you might want to double check it, but just because you got 0 on the bottom does not mean you for sure did something wrong, okay? So if you want to double check, never a bad idea to double check, but don't think for sure something happened wrong because I got undefined. Okay, whiteboards. Yippee!